Hello everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that if you have questions of a general nature that you would like me to put to Metatron, I'd be happy to do so. And that's what today's video is going to be about. Several questions actually that someone has asked, and I know that there are others of you out there dealing with something similar. So I'm going to go ahead and ask these questions of Metatron. I am one with my glorious I Am presence and Holy Christ Self. My personalities, body elemental, and new spirit. All parts of my being are in balance, harmony, and alignment. And I pull in my aura so it is fully contained within my heart diamond and Metatron's cosmic egg. Beloved Lord Metatron, I'm now going to start with the questions that one of your viewers would like to put to you. This particular viewer has someone who can talk to spirits that he can ask and command to do certain things. Where do these entities come from? And can people send them to do harm? Greetings, beloveds. I am sorry to tell you that yes, this is still possible. There are disembodied spirits that are not aligned with the light. And there are incarnated human beings who are also not aligned with the light and who wish to do harm to others. And so they can command entities to do certain things, to set problems in your path. But I also tell you that the light is always greater than the darkness, and the force of the angels can overcome that of any negative spirits easily and quickly. So, beloveds, the best way to get around this is to maintain yourself within a sphere of protective light where only God's will can enter in. I have offered you my egg for this. And so all you have to do is ask for my cosmic egg to be placed around you and to act as an invincible and invulnerable shield against all negativity. And it will be so. These minor entities can have no effect on a being that is placed in this type of protective shield. The thing is, as I have told you in the past, if you yourself indulge in negative thinking, in hurtful thoughts of judgment and criticism, or wishing to do harm to another, the shield dissipates. It leaves and is no longer active around you. But you can bring it back instantly by focusing on positive, light-filled thoughts and asking me to place the egg about you once more. You can do this 100 times a day, beloveds, if it is necessary. I will always bring the egg back to protect you as soon as you abandon the negative and harmful thoughts. So please don't hesitate to do this, beloveds. And know that the more light you bring into you and the more love that you give out, the stronger and more permanent this shield will become. And you will attain a point where these entities cannot approach you at all anymore. This viewer also asked for an etheric temple. Beloveds, just because you ask for an etheric temple does not mean that it is granted. First of all, you need to be able to hear me, to feel my presence, in order for me to tell you about the temple and how to anchor it, what it looks like, what its purpose is. You can ask for the egg at any time to protect you, because that involves only you. When you ask for an etheric temple, it will influence everyone that comes into that space, including yourself, the animals, and the plants that are within. And so it is a decision that only I can make whether or not an etheric temple should be granted to any individual person. If you do not feel or hear me telling you about this, then do not just suppose that the temple has been placed about you. But do, beloveds, continue to do the work so that you can attain the level of enlightenment necessary for the etheric temple to be granted to you. She also says, do you know what it means if you feel like your head is rotating in a direction and you feel like you are rocking back and forth during meditation? Is this channeling or manipulation of entities, or is it my I am presence? It is, in fact, none of those things, beloved. Some people simply feel the rocking motion when they are meditating. It is a common occurrence. Also, the rotating, where you feel like your head is spinning around inside of you, can also come during high states of meditation. This is a result of the changes in frequency of both your etheric body and your physical body. It happens to some people. It doesn't happen at all to others. But it is nothing to worry or be concerned about, beloved. Just allow it to be. And know that it is okay. She also feels that she cannot hear her I Am presence very clearly. She's not sure when she's listening to her I Am presence or not. And she asks if there are any exercises that she can do to improve her hearing. Beloved, this is a matter of practice. It takes much time for you to begin to receive accurate messages, especially if you do not have a long practice of meditation behind you. If you have been meditating for several years, then you have a certain experience of what your own mind sounds like and how you feel when you are in meditation. And so you can begin to distinguish between your own mind and the messages that you receive. If you are receiving spontaneous messages that are unasked for, telling you to do certain things, beloveds, this is most likely your mind. So what I would suggest to you is that when you have certain questions that you wish to ask of your own I Am presence, of me, of any of the angels or the ascended masters, write the questions down on a piece of paper. Set up your sacred space. Ask that all information and energy exchanged be according to God's will. And then ask the questions that you wish to have answers to. Allow the first responses that come to you to come through unfiltered. Do not react to them. Write them down or record them in some fashion. After you have finished with all of your questions, thank the beings that you have asked, and then come back into your normal state of consciousness. And then look at the answers. How do they feel to you in your normal state of consciousness? And then decide what you are going to do with those answers. Do they feel right and good for you? Do they feel not right and not good for you? You are always responsible for what you do with any information that you receive from any being. So you are the one that has to make the decision about what you are going to do with that information, whether you are going to follow it or not. And keep at it, beloveds. The more experience you have, the clearer the responses will be, and the more likely that they are coming from a high source and a pure source, and not from your own ego, and not from any entity that simply wants to influence you. She also feels that she can hear other people's negative thoughts. When she has asked a relative of that person if those thoughts were expressed, he said no, they were not. So she wants to know, is she being manipulated by entities when she hears these negative thoughts? Beloved, I cannot give one answer for all of the circumstances that befall you. There are times when you are accurately hearing other people's negative thoughts about you. This is just part of life, beloveds. There are always going to be people that are thinking negative thoughts about you, at least until the cosmic Christ love is fully manifest in this planet. And that is quite some years off yet. So for now, whether these thoughts are accurate interpretations of another human being's negative thoughts towards you, or whether they are a negative entity projecting its own negative thoughts at you, it really doesn't matter what the source of those negative thoughts are, because your response should be the same. First of all, if you have the heart diamond, you can hold a large heart diamond around you and ask that the heart diamond purify these thoughts and not allow them into your energy field. If you are working with the violet flame, you can blaze the violet flame through your emotional and mental and physical energy fields, thereby transmuting those thoughts. Do not send any negative thoughts back to the person. Do not consider or think about them in any way at all, for they are not a part of your being, and you can only be influenced by their negative thoughts if you accept them as being real, being true, and allowing them into your energy fields by thinking upon them and dwelling upon them. So, beloveds, the best thing to do is to instantly transmute those thoughts with the violet flame or with the heart diamond, and simply ask God to bless that person. In that way, you are fulfilling all karmic responsibility, and you are doing the best you can to protect yourself and to ask for God's blessing on the other person will help them also. I know, beloveds, that many of you are dealing with difficult things, but it is all right.